Welcome to another episode of the Meal Prep Monday podcast. I'm your host and founder of Prep Dish, Allison Schaff. In today's episode, I am taking a step back and talking about Prep Dish. So this is a Prep Dish podcast, and we are on episode 236, I believe. And we have done a few of these episodes that are explaining more about like what Prep Dish is and how we help people. But it's been a while. I looked it up. I thought it'd been like a year and a half. I think it's been 2.5 years since that episode aired. So I thought today I would just share an overview of Prep Dish. And then for those of you that are longtime Prep Dish subscribers who have tried Prep Dish, I am going to wrap up with 3 tips for making Prep Dish successful. So that way, anyone that's listening can get some value out of today's episode. So if you are brand new to Prep Dish provides meal plans. And what that means is very specific instructions. I like to think of it actually as like me giving you my system for getting meals on the table. My background is as a personal chef and a dietitian. So I spent years in people's homes doing the work for them. And I realized in doing so that I had this system and I could write it out and reach a lot more people by providing these meal plans as a way of helping you get healthy, tasty food on the table. So what do those meal plans look like? Well, for the most part, the bulk of what we do are weekly meal plans, and that comes in the form of a subscription. So you sign up either for the year or for the month. If you've never tried it, on this podcast, I have a special 2-week free trial. It's prepdish.com/MPM, which will be linked in the show notes. But when you sign up for that subscription, you're getting access to all of our regular 4 different types of meal plans, and you get to choose from week to week which plan you're making. So we have a super fast. This is by far our most popular. It is 5 dinners that come together super quickly. And then we also have a gluten-free option, a paleo plan, and a low-carb plan. And they vary a little bit in their setup. Some of them offer, breakfast items, or the low carb one offers little snacks and such. So they're all slightly different, but that's the beauty of having the 2-week free trial is you can sign up, try them out, see which one fits best for you and your family. If you go to prepdish.com/subscribe, there's a tab down below or a link down below that says compare all plans, and that'll show you what the different subscription levels offer. So with the premium subscription, you get access to a lot of our bonus menus. Over the years, we have created a lot of different meal plans and resources based on the needs of our subscribers. We've been around for over 10 years, so we've had a lot of years to figure out what people need in order to get, healthy, tasty food on the table. So a lot of those extras are there in that premium subscription. There's also other things we offer besides the weekly meal plan subscription. So if you go to prepdish.com/shop, you can go on there and you'll see that there's some things that are offered just as standalone products. So we have a breakfast bundle, which gives make-ahead breakfast recipes, all sorts of different styles and types and dietary restrictions. We have an entertainment bundle. I really like this one for when I have people over, whether there's like some holiday menus. There's a kid's birthday party one that has a really good gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate cake that I use every year for one of my son's birthday parties, just because he always requests a chocolate cake. But it has just the entire menu that you can use, and it has you doing most of the prep work in advance. And when I'm entertaining, I really like to be able to do most of the work in advance. So then once my guests are there, I'm not in the kitchen the whole time, frantically like trying to put food together. We also have some specialty meal plans. One of them is the reset meal plan. So if you are doing a Whole30 or any type of reset, this is a plan that is free of grains, sugar, dairy, gluten, a lot of the things. If you go there, it'll have details on that. But anyone who's doing a Whole30, this is a great like one-time purchase of 5 weeks that'll kind of guide you through doing that and make it easy and also tasty. We have autoimmune protocol plans, which are good for anyone with autoimmune conditions who, especially if you're wanting to do sort of like an elimination diet over the course of a few weeks to see if there are some foods that are causing issues, those plans can help with that. And then the other thing that we have is we do have an option to give Prep Dish as a gift. I will include that link in the show notes, but it's also found there on the shop page. But if you want to give a gift, these make really good like teacher gifts, or if you have a family member, maybe a sister-in-law, or someone that you think would really enjoy these plans, this can be a good gift to give. So we do have that set up and the ability to give Prep Dish as a gift. So those are the offerings of Prep Dish. Part of me wants to like walk you through exactly what the meal plan is and the step-by-step, the grocery list and all the instructions. And I really think if you want to understand the way the meal plans are set up, the best way is to do that 2-week free trial at prepdish.com/MPM. You can also go to prepdish.com/podcast for just one meal plan. So if you don't want to sign up for the whole free trial, if you just want one single plan to look at, you can sign up for our newsletter and just see kind of the setup of what the meal plans look like. I always encourage people, especially longtime listeners of this podcast, if you're wanting to improve your meal planning, even if you don't stay signed up for the subscription, I recommend just trying it out or getting our free meal plan to see how I've set it up, just to get some ideas that might help you along the way. If you are doing more of a DIY approach when it comes to meal planning, go ahead and just check out what we're doing to get some ideas. Okay, before I sign up, I have 3 tips for being successful with Prep Dish. So whether you're getting ready to start Prep Dish or you've been doing it for a while, here's my top 3 to make sure that Prep Dish is working for you. Number 1, sub for ingredients that you like. So don't be afraid to sub things out. So an easy example is a veggie side. So say the veggie side is asparagus, but your family really likes green beans. Make that sub. If you don't like shrimp, sub out the shrimp for chicken. And some of those we do have in our newsletter tips to make the substitutions easier. We also have a Facebook group that's really good with substitution ideas. So whether it's personal preference, dietary restriction, budgetary concerns, any of those reasons, these meal plans are really easy to make your own. And I encourage you to do that as often as you like. Number 2 is to watch out for portion size. And what I mean by this is, again, adjust the meal plans as needed to fit your needs. For example, I often double all of my recipes because I like to have leftovers for lunch. Look at the portion size and figure out what works best for your family. But in general, I find most people know, for example, how much ground meat they need to buy in order to feed their family. So adjust accordingly. Again, these recipes are really flexible if you do need to make some slight adjustments to fit your needs. And then number 3, make it convenient. So this can mean a lot of different things. Anything from ordering your groceries online, doing the meal prep. So we have very specific meal prep instructions to make sure dinner's quick and easy. But this could also include skipping the meal prep and just doing everything at mealtime, figuring out what works for you there. This can also mean cutting out entire meals. Maybe instead of 5 meals for super fast, you really only need 3 meals a week, or you're doing the gluten-free plan and you don't want to do the dessert. Just skip that entirely. So again, this kind of goes back to making it your own and figuring out ways to make it convenient. Okay, that's all I have for today's episode. A quick reminder, if you do want to try out these meal plans for free, there is a 2-week free trial that's special for listeners of this podcast. It's prepdish.com/MPM. I also have a request today. If you are a longtime listener and you have someone in your life that you think might benefit from Prep Dish, if you could just send them this episode, this might be a good way for them to get an overview of what Prep Dish is, how we can help. I just really appreciate that. It helps get the word out about Prep Dish and the work we're doing here to help people have healthier, happier meal times. So again, just share this episode with someone who you think might benefit. That's all I have for today. I will be back again next Monday with another episode.